Scarz, you make beats.
That's the bang bang.
Alright, yo, Scarz here, once again. Rapper, producer, representing White Records. Today we're gonna do something a bit different, something most people have never seen from me. A lot of people don't know I do produce. I actually made You Got Boyd. That was, way back around, I started producing around 2003 or 4 or so. What we're gonna do today, anyways, I'm just gonna show people what I do and how I make my beats. For everyone that's ever known me, you've ever heard a beat from me, they always ask me, how I make my stuff, what's my thought process. So I thought, you know what, there's a nice way to engage everybody. So yeah, man, let me just take you through it. These are the Alesis, or Alessius, I don't know how to say it, but they're just the monitors that we're using for now. Got the Novation keyboard here, MK2. I'll be honest, I'm not really fully one of these hardware, kind of guys. All this, to be really honest, is just like a new setup. As times progress, we had, you want to spend a bit more money, get a bit more better equipment. But I come from a background of, I had a Windows Packard Bell desktop, and it was just stiff. I never could afford a keyboard, so I made all my beats literally just by putting in the grids and stuff like that. And then again, for the people that don't know, they wonder oh, when I make beats, how do I get these piano sounds, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna show you all today. I'm gonna show you how I get down. Let's start with this. I don't really have an idea. The only thing I did do today is I had an old beat that was here, that obviously all the instruments, and I just wiped it. So we just have some stock instruments that are there already. I don't know I'm pretty versatile, so I don't really know what kind of sound I'm going for. But most of the time I start off, I could just be here humming, and I say, okay, cool. Let's do something a bit more soulful, R&B-ish. And I say, alright, boom, I want to put some nice little piano riff down. This is how I get started. Alright, cool. Obviously set your tempo. Let's say I want to have one that's a bit more like 2, 3, 4, like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's around 90, 100 or so. So let's put this in, see how that sounds. Actually, that's a bit too fast. I'm gonna take that back. Yeah, let's say 95. Yeah, cool. I got my tempo and I can get started. Let's pick this instrument. What's this? That's cool, but for what we're going for, I don't want that. That's too synthed up. That's too much energy. There's too much energy in that sound. So let me go for something a bit more laid back. Like, let's get some pianos or whatever. I'm gonna use this. Pick my instruments. Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, I use Reason. I've only ever used Reason. Not really a big fan of anything else. I started with Reason, and it's always been good to me. I think the reason why I like using it is because it's just so interactive, and it's just quick on the go. Like, whenever you want to make something, you don't have to go through too many things to pick a sound. If I want to pick a sound right now, like, look, I want the piano, acoustic piano, pick one of these ones I like. Let's say just go with a general concert grand piano, and boom, you get started. I ain't got time to put other stuff in. I know other programs, it's all the relative, really. You can make beats any way you feel like it, man. Like, don't let anyone else tell you different. So, alright, cool. So let's say I got that now, and I'm gonna go with, like I said, we're going with something R&B. I don't really know where I'm gonna go, but let's put some chords down. And I might say, I wanna go do 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 do. I don't know, something like that.
So you basically draw the instruments in rather than play it on the piano?
Yeah.
On the keyboard, I mean.
Yeah.
How comes? Isn't it easier to play it on the keyboard?
To be honest, for me, it's not as easier because I've done it for so long without the keyboard. When I think of songs, like I can sit on the keyboard now, and like, okay, where's this instrument? I can play a little bit, and you know, I know my chords, I know what I'm gonna do, but to creatively do something like that, I just find it harder. I don't know. When I hum it and I can draw it out quickly, I don't know, it just feels faster for me. So don't get me wrong, sometimes I do use the keyboard, like now that it's here, but I don't know, I just got used to it really. So and now, alright, cool. So let's say I just got that little bit of a melody, like I'm gonna add some chords, and I wanna do like drag them out a bit, do some of that. What I'm doing now, I'm messing with the duration of the notes. There's other stuff I'm gonna do. You just watch me as I follow. I don't like that. Wait. Usually it would be a bit quicker, but I literally just made that up. I didn't really know where I was gonna go. I was just kind of freestyling as I went. But sometimes, if you know where you're going, it's a bit easier. But you guys will get the picture as I build it up and follow along. So we kind of got something that goes. Let's bring this out a bit. And even as you hear it now, there's still little other things I'm gonna add to it to kind of bring it, make it feel a bit real. Because right now it's just a bit it's hitting a bit too hard. So I'm gonna mess with the velocity. I'm gonna shift certain notes, and we're gonna add little other, some intricate details, if you wanna call it that. Alright, got there in the end, but that's the foundation of what I'm gonna do. So now, just a little technique I'm gonna show you that I do. What I tend to do with some of these tracks is, you see now, hypothetically, somebody, the way it sounds is that somebody should be playing it. If you think of how a person hits the keys, what I try and do is the bottom notes are the ones that are gonna hit the hardest. So what I do is I'll highlight these, like this. Giving away some vital skills right now. Okay. Say this, all that. These will stay the way they are. So what I'll do is I'll get the velocity. Where's my window tool? Alright, cool. Keep these. Where's the velocity notes? Yeah, we'll keep that at 100 actually. And then all these other sounds, we're gonna make them a bit quieter. Some of them don't need to be that loud. Also, to give it that realism, not everything's perfect when you play it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift certain notes back a bit. Most of the time, it starts with the highest ones. Like I'll just take all these three, all these three here, and push them back. Push this back a bit more. Push this back. I kind of just freestyle with it. It doesn't really matter. When you hear it, you won't really notice, but it will just feel a bit more real. And sometimes with these notes, I'm the ones I'm highlighting. I'm gonna take them back even further. They're too loud. And let's hear how it sounds. Yeah, cool. Alright, let's just say we got the foundation of that. That's the piano right there. And now I might say I like that, but to build upon it, I might want to add something a bit more bigger to give it like a bigger sound. So sometimes I might just take this and just paste it to another instrument, but obviously I can't let it sound the same. Like it's just gonna be awkward. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have those same kind of chords, but they're gonna be in like a. And just watch me. You'll see what happens here. Don't want to give away too much if everyone starts doing what I'm doing, but I don't think everyone would want to do what I'm doing anyways. This is long. For some people are watching this is long, bro. Man, I don't want to do this. Let's play it like this, play it like that. That's just long. So let's delete this. Make this. It will sound something like that. See, that sounds cool, but that first bit is really annoying me. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put this over here, and I'm gonna take away that first little riff. There's something about that don't sound right. Alright, cool. So let's say we got the foundation now. Now I wanna get a bit more fuller in it. Let's put some strings. And by the way, people out there, I'm not one of these guys that's like, whip it up in 5 minutes with beats and all that other stuff. I'm a real musician. Let's take this thing seriously, man. It's not about making beats in 5 minutes. If you do make beats in 5 minutes, which sounds great, cool for you, but to me, I'd rather spend time getting it sonically sounding right. So, you know what I mean? Let me just show people how I get down. So now I want to put some strings, and I like kind of orchestrating a track, like a track to sound orchestrated, like with big, strings, timpanis, flutes, and everything. So with this, we're not gonna go all out doing all that, but it sounds big enough. But we're gonna add like cellos. So it's just gonna be the chords, but they're gonna be chopped. So it's gonna be that's the kind of sound we're going for. So what I'm gonna do there, obviously to save myself time, I'm just gonna patch the chords I got already. That don't sound right. I think I've missed the chord. Now, if you're wondering why the last bit sounded like that, it's because they're way too short. It's like, what this is, for these people that think I don't know what I'm saying, this is like staccato. It's like a fast chop. So I'm just chopping it up, and it gives it that, the quicker it is as a shorter note, when it's played, that's what makes it sound more real. Because when you see someone playing the cello or whatever, some sort of string instrument, they always they move like that. That's how kind of aggressive and penetrative, if you want to make it like that. It's very and it's gonna give it that sound. That's why now it sounds more full, more real. Last bit, just to throw it off, let's put a quick little lead synth in there, something else, because now we've got a lot of chords. Let's give it some. I heard J.R. Rotem say that. If you don't know who he is, check him out. But he said when melodies are somewhat in the hip hop world are like air candy. They're just bits that you hear that you like. They don't even really it doesn't have to be there in the track, but when it's in the track, it gives it that kind of, oh, that's the bit I like. The melody is what kind of catches you. So I could say something like that. And then I want to go See, at this point, sometimes I don't like complicating it because it's like, I don't want to have to sit and say, oh, I want to make this, make that. I just play it out, listen to it a couple of times. If it doesn't need anything else in the last 8 bars, then it doesn't need it. But sometimes I might just repeat it, it depends. So now I'm going to listen to it. Let me see why. Okay, yeah. Now I might want to go something like that. Alright, cool. So that's kind of the foundation of my track. And the reason I kind of, most of my tracks start like that, because I find putting drums and bass just not easy, but that's the fun part. That's the part that you just like to do. That's the part that's gonna make it sound like a full track. Right now, this just sounds like some sort of, I don't know. It's just the bass, just the basis of the track. So now, if I consider this an R&B track, but the way, obviously, times, let's move with the times. I'm gonna put like some 808 and I don't know, some kind of general drums on there. So let's start with the drum. Time. Now, with this, the kick is coming in certain, the 808 is coming in certain places where I've added like an additional kind of hit. So I'm gonna kind of follow that up with the kick. So basically, every time you hear the kick, you're gonna hear the 808 because initially, I don't know, that's the vibe I'm going for. Let's see how it sounds. Yeah, man, that's pretty much it. So once that's laid down, this was the actual foundation of it. Like, that's like, it's, imagine now, if you're an artist or whatever, practically this is everything that's gonna be in the track. We'll probably add stuff, take away stuff as we lay out the track, but that's everything. Drum, bass, chords, melodies, and you know, just the other stuff. And also, last thing, one thing that I always do, that most of the time you'll probably recognize it the more you get familiar with my beats. I always have like this sweep. It's an instrument that I created. It's like there's 3-4 instruments happening at once. You hear that, how it builds up. That just adds some atmosphere to the track. It's already, the track's already got a lot of atmosphere, but I just like to do that because it's always nice to have it in. So it probably sound like this. Yeah, that's it. If you want to get at me for beats or anything like that, my SoundCloud is Scarz, Scarz. WR, which stands for Wanted Records, and all my social networks are like that. So my Twitter is the same, Scarz WR, so SCARZWR. The Facebook, my actual profile, Scarz WR, but my fan page is Scarz Official, and you can get me on my website as well, which is www.scarz.co.uk. So everyone get at me, and watch out for my album, Spread Love Not War. Launch party is happening very, very soon. That's on Friday the 24th. Bad promotion, but yeah, this is it. So please come down. You know, free entry, free giveaways. You know, got iPhone 5 cases to give out and some other stuff. But yeah, man. So just watch out.
What advice would you give to other people trying to get into the production game, trying to become producers?
I'll say practice your craft. Like, I spent nights, days, nights just listening to other beats and then just wondering how to get that sound. So most of the time with producers, they always tell you always wanted to emulate another producer. Your first beats will always sound like someone else's, because it will sound like someone else's with your spin on it, because you're not going to sound like Dre. If you want to produce like Dr. Dre, you're not going to make a beat like Dre, but you'll grab his influences and it'll come out in your own way. So the best thing I'll do is just practice your craft, get your equipment together and really sit down and analyze and break it down and do what you love to do and spend time. This is not a quick thing, this is not overnight. I didn't do this overnight. This is 10 years deep, so yeah.